Hello, English learners. Welcome back to our English podcast. I am Evelyn, your host for today. If you are new here, I would like to tell you that we upload a new English learning video every single day on our channel to help you improve your English faster and speak more confidently in real-life situations. In today's episode, you are going to improve not only your English listening skills, but also your speaking confidence and your ability to think in English naturally. Today's lesson is focused on an important topic that can truly change the way you understand English and the way you respond in conversations. Our topic for today is B1 English Listening Practice. Speak smart, learn fast, and build stronger fluency step by step. We are going to explore daily life conversations, natural expressions, and realistic situations. That will help you understand how English is really spoken. You will listen carefully, repeat after me, think about your answers, and train your brain to respond more smoothly and more intelligently in common everyday conversations. Throughout this lesson, I will guide you slowly and clearly through useful examples, practical exercises, and short listening challenges that are perfect for B1 level learners. By the end of this video, you will notice that you understand more, respond faster, and speak with better structure and clearer ideas. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss our daily English practice sessions designed to help you grow step by step and reach your fluency goals. So, take a deep breath, relax your mind, focus your attention, grab a pen and paper. If you would like to take notes, and let's begin this powerful listening journey together. Today we begin with something simple, but powerful. I want you to relax and focus only on my voice. Imagine you are sitting in a quiet place, ready to improve your English step by step. At B1 level, the most important skill is understanding natural speech and responding clearly, not perfectly, but confidently. When people speak English in daily life, they do not speak like textbooks. They connect words, they reduce sounds, and they speak with emotion. So today, we will train your ears and your brain to catch meaning faster and speak smarter. Let me start with a simple daily situation. Imagine you meet a colleague in the morning and they say, "Hey, how's everything going?" Notice something important. They did not say, "How are you today?" I used a more natural expression. So now I want you to repeat after me slowly. How's everything going? Pause. Say it again. How's everything going? Good. Now listen carefully to the answer. It's going well, just a bit busy this week. Repeat that. It's going well, just a bit busy this week. Excellent. Now let's break it down naturally. When someone says, just a bit busy, it means they are not extremely stressed, but they have many tasks. This is how English speakers soften their answers. They do not say, "I am very busy and stressed," unless it is serious. Instead, they use small phrases like a bit, kind of, a little. These small words make your English sound more natural and more intelligent. Now I want you to listen to a short dialogue and just understand. Do not repeat yet. Did you finish the report? Not yet. I'm still working on the final section. Oh, Do you think you'll finish it today? Yeah, I should be done by late afternoon. Now let's practice. Repeat the first question. Did you finish the report? Good. Notice the past tense. Did you finish? Not do you finish. That small grammar detail matters. Now repeat the answer. Not yet. I'm still working on the final section. Excellent. The phrase not yet is very useful. It sounds polite and professional. Now here is your listening challenge. I will say a sentence, and you decide, is it about the past, present, or future? Listen carefully. I've already sent the email. Pause. Think. This is present perfect. Connected to the present. Good. Now another one. I'm meeting the client tomorrow morning. Pause. That is future arrangement, using present continuous. Very smart. At B1, I'll level. You must begin noticing patterns. English is not random. It follows clear systems. If you train your ears, your brain will automatically organize these patterns, and you will respond faster in conversations. That is how you speak smart and learn fast. Now let's move to another daily situation. Imagine you are at a coffee shop. The barista asks, "What can I get for you?" Repeat that. What can I get for you? This is more natural than saying, "What do you want?" Now your answer could be, "I'll have a medium latte, please." Repeat. "I'll have a medium latte, please." Good. Notice we say, "I'll have," not "I want," in polite situations. Now I want you to create your own answer. Imagine you are ordering your favorite drink. Say it out loud. Start with, "I'll have." Pause. Speak. Good. This is how you train fluency. You must speak, not only listen. Let's increase the difficulty slightly. Listen carefully to this longer sentence. I was planning to start earlier, but I got stuck in traffic. Pause. What happened first? Planning or traffic? Good. Planning happened before, but traffic changed the situation. English speakers often explain problems like this, using past continuous and past simple together. Repeat after me slowly. I was planning to start earlier, but I got stuck in traffic. Excellent. Now change the ending. Instead of traffic, say something else. Maybe, but I had a meeting. Pause. Try it. Good. This is active practice. This is how you build flexible English. Now let's talk about opinions, because B1 learners must express opinions clearly. Listen to this. In my opinion, working from home can increase productivity if you manage your time. Well. Repeat. In my opinion, working from home can increase productivity if you manage your time well. Very good. The phrase "in my opinion" gives structure. It prepares the listener for your idea. Now you try. Complete this sentence aloud. In my opinion, learning English is important because... Pause. Speak your reason. Excellent. Even if your sentence is not perfect, speaking builds confidence. Listening is not only about understanding words, it is about catching meaning, tone, and intention. When someone says, "That's interesting," it can mean real interest or sometimes polite disagreement. Context is everything, so train yourself to listen beyond vocabulary. Let's practice tone awareness. I will say the same sentence in two different tones. Imagine the feeling. That's great. First tone, excited. That's great. Second, untone, flat. That's Great. Can you hear the difference? English communication depends on tone as much as grammar. Now take a deep breath and repeat after me confidently. I am improving every day. Pause. Say it again. I am improving every day. Good. Confidence grows with repetition. We will continue building this skill, step by step, increasing the challenge slowly but clearly. Remember, speaking smart means thinking before you speak, and learning fast means practicing consistently and listening actively. So stay focused, keep repeating, keep thinking in English, and get ready. Because in the next section, we will practice longer conversations with deeper comprehension and stronger response training. Now let us move a little deeper and challenge your listening in a more realistic way. Imagine you are having a conversation with a friend after work. You are both tired, but still talking about your day. Listen carefully. I didn't expect the meeting to last that long. It completely changed my schedule. Oh, really? What happened? Well, we started discussing the new project, and everyone had different opinions. That sounds exhausting. Yeah, but at least we made some progress. Now pause and think. What is the main idea of this conversation? The meeting lasted longer than expected, and it affected the schedule. Good. That is active listening. You are not focusing on every single word. You are focusing on meaning. Now repeat after me slowly. I didn't expect the meeting to last that long. Good. Notice the structure. I didn't expect plus infinitive to last. This structure is very common in daily English. For example, I didn't expect it to be so difficult. Repeat that. I didn't expect it to be so difficult. Excellent. Now let's practice transformation. I will give you a sentence, and you change one part. Listen. I didn't expect the movie to be so interesting. Now change movie to exam. Say it aloud. Good. I didn't expect the exam to be so interesting. This exercise trains flexibility, which is essential at B1 level. Now focus on another useful phrase from the dialogue. That sounds exhausting. This is how we react naturally. We often use that sounds followed by an adjective. Repeat. That sounds exciting. Pause. That sounds confusing. Pause. That sounds stressful. Very good. Now I want you to create your own sentence. Imagine your friend says, I worked all weekend without a break. How would you respond? Start with, that sounds, pause, and speak. Good. Maybe you said, that sounds tiring, or that sounds difficult. Excellent. Let us increase listening length slightly. Listen to this short story and just understand. Yesterday, I decided to try something new. I signed up for a public speaking class. At first, I was nervous because I don't usually speak in front of groups. But after a few minutes, I started to feel more comfortable. And by the end of the session, I was actually enjoying it. Now think carefully. What changed during the story? The speaker moved from nervous to comfortable to enjoying it. That change is important. Good listeners notice emotional progress. Now repeat this sentence slowly. At first, I was nervous, but after a few minutes, I felt more comfortable. Excellent. Notice how we use past simple to describe feelings in the past. Now let's analyze a useful structure. I decided to try something new. Repeat. I decided to try something new. Very good. This structure is common when we talk about personal growth. For example, I decided to improve my English. Repeat that. Good. Now I want you to complete this sentence aloud. This year, I decided to pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Even if your sentence is simple, you are building speaking fluency. Listening at B1 level also means understanding connected speech. For example, native speakers often say gonna instead of going to. Listen, I'm going to call you later. Repeat. I'm going to call you later. Now, say it in full form. I am going to call you later. Good. Both are correct. But in daily conversation, the shorter form is very common. Now here is your mini listening test. I will say a sentence naturally, and you repeat exactly what you hear. Listen. I've been thinking about changing my job. Pause. Repeat. Good. Notice the tense. Present perfect continuous. It shows an action that started in the past and continues until now. Now I will say another one. She's been working here for over 5 years. Pause. Repeat. Excellent. This tense is very useful when describing experiences. Let's move to a situation at a store. The cashier says, "Would you like a receipt?" Repeat. Would you like a receipt? Now answer politely. Yes, please. That would be great. Pause. Say it. Good. Or you can say, no thanks. That's okay. Repeat that. Excellent. Now I want you to respond naturally. Imagine the cashier asks, do you need a bag? Answer aloud. Good. Maybe you said, yes, please. Or, no, I already have one. Perfect. Speaking smart means choosing polite and appropriate expressions, not only correct grammar. For example, instead of saying, give me water, you say, could I have some water, please? Repeat that. Could I have some water, please? Good. Notice how soft and respectful it sounds. Now let's train faster responses. I will say a question. You answer immediately. Do not overthink. Ready? What did you do last weekend? Pause. Answer aloud. Good. Keep it simple. 1 or 2 sentences. Next question. What are you planning to do this evening? Pause. Answer quickly. Excellent. Next. Why are you learning English? Pause. Speak confidently. Good. This quick response training helps your brain react faster. That is how you learn fast, by pushing yourself slightly but consistently. Now listen carefully to this slightly longer conversation. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately. Is everything okay? Yeah, it's just work and studies at the same time. That makes sense. Balancing both can be challenging. Exactly. I'm trying to organize my schedule better. What is the main problem? Feeling overwhelmed because of work and studies? Good. Now repeat. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately. Excellent. Notice again. Present perfect continuous, showing an ongoing feeling. Now change the emotion. Instead of overwhelmed, say motivated. Pause. Good. I've been feeling a bit motivated lately. Excellent flexibility. Let's practice linking ideas. Repeat after me. Even though it's difficult, I'm not giving up. Good. This structure, even though, shows contrast. Now complete this sentence aloud. Even though English is challenging, I pause. Speak. Maybe you said, I will keep practicing. Excellent. Take another deep breath and repeat confidently. Step by step, I am becoming more fluent. Pause. Say it again. Very good. We are building listening strength, response speed, emotional awareness, and grammar control, all together. This is real fluency training. Stay focused, because in the next part, we will practice even longer listening passages with deeper comprehension questions and more advanced B1 expressions. Now we are going to stretch your listening ability a little more and train your brain to stay focused for longer periods of time. At B1 level, this is very important because real conversations are not always short. People speak in paragraphs, not only in single sentences. So your job now is to listen for the main idea, supporting details, and emotional tone, all at the same time. Listen and carefully to this situation. Last month, I decided to change my daily routine. I used to wake up late, rush to work, and skip breakfast almost every day. By the afternoon, I would feel tired and unfocused. So I started waking up 1 hour earlier, preparing a simple breakfast, and planning my tasks before leaving home. At first, it was difficult to adjust, but after 2 weeks, I noticed a big difference in my energy levels and productivity. Now pause and think carefully. What was the main problem? The speaker had an unhealthy morning routine. Good. What was the solution? Waking up earlier, eating breakfast, planning tasks. Excellent. And what was the result? More energy, better productivity. Perfect. This is how you train listening comprehension. You identify problem, solution, and result. That structure appears very often in English conversations, presentations, and even job interviews. Now repeat this sentence slowly. I used to wake up late and rush to work. Good. Notice the structure used to. We use it to describe past habits. Repeat again. I used to wake up late. Excellent. Now create your own sentence using used to. Start with, I used to. Pause. Speak clearly. Good. Maybe you said, I used to watch too much TV, or I used to be shy. That is excellent practice. Now let's practice a listening reaction. Imagine someone tells you, I've started exercising every morning. How would you respond naturally? You could say, that's great. How do you feel so far? Repeat that. That's great. How do you feel so far? Good. Notice the follow-up question. Smart speakers ask follow-up questions. Now try another example. Your friend says, I'm thinking about moving to another city. Respond naturally. Start with, really? Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Maybe you said, really? Why are you thinking about moving? Perfect. Now let's train your ability to understand implied meaning. Listen carefully. I guess I'll have to stay late again tonight. The person did not say they are happy. In fact, the tone suggests they are tired or slightly frustrated. At B1 level, understanding feelings between the lines is essential. Repeat slowly. I guess I'll have to stay late again tonight. Good. Notice the phrase I guess. It often shows uncertainty or mild disappointment. Now say this sentence in a positive tone. I guess I'll try something new. Pause. Speak confidently. Good. Tone changes meaning. Let's move into a slightly longer listening exercise. This time, I want you to close your eyes if possible and just imagine the situation. This weekend, I finally visited the new art exhibition downtown. I had heard a lot about it, but I wasn't sure what to expect. When I arrived, the place was more crowded than I imagined. At first, I felt a bit overwhelmed, but as I moved from one room to another, I started to appreciate the creativity and attention to detail in each piece. By the end of the visit, I felt inspired and even motivated to try something creative myself. Now answer these questions silently. Where did the person go? To an art exhibition. Good. How did they feel at first? Overwhelmed. And how did they feel at the end? Inspired and motivated. Excellent. Now repeat this part. I wasn't sure what to expect. Good. That phrase is extremely common. Repeat again. I wasn't sure what to expect. And excellent. Now complete this sentence aloud. Before starting this video, I wasn't sure. Pause. Speak your ending. Very good. Now we will practice paraphrasing, which means saying the same idea in a different way. Listen to this sentence. The place was more crowded than I imagined. Now say it differently. You could say, there were more people than I expected. Repeat that. Good. Paraphrasing is a smart skill. It helps you speak even if you forget specific words. Now let's train speed. I will ask you 3 quick questions. Answer immediately, without translating in your mind. Ready? What do you usually do to relax? Pause. Answer. Good. How often do you meet your friends? Pause. Answer. Excellent. What is one goal you want to achieve this year? Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. The goal is not perfection. The goal is flow. Even short answers build rhythm in English. Now listen to this small workplace conversation. Did you get my message earlier? Oh, sorry. I saw it, but I haven't replied yet. No problem. I just wanted to confirm tomorrow's schedule. Right. We're meeting at 10. Correct? Yes, that's right. Now notice the phrase, I haven't replied yet. Repeat it slowly. I haven't replied yet. Good. Present perfect again, used for unfinished actions. Now respond to this situation. Your colleague says, I sent you the file yesterday. You did not check it. How do you answer politely? Pause. Speak. Maybe you said, thanks, I'll check it soon. Or, sorry, I haven't seen it yet. Excellent. Politeness and clarity are signs of smart English. Not complicated vocabulary, but natural response. Now take a deep breath and repeat after me slowly. I understand more than I think. Pause. Say it again. I understand more than I think. Good. Confidence is part of fluency. We will now train listening stamina. Listen carefully to this longer paragraph and try to remember 3 key points. Over the past few years, technology has changed the way we communicate. We send messages instantly, attend virtual meetings, and even build friendships online. While this has made life more convenient, it has also reduced face-to-face interaction in many situations. Some people believe this change is positive because it saves time, while others argue that personal communication is becoming weaker. The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle, as technology continues to evolve. Now, what are 3 key ideas? Technology changed communication. It is convenient, but reduces face-to-face interaction. Perfect. Repeat this useful expression. The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. Excellent. That sentence sounds advanced, but it is simple to use. Now create your own balanced opinion. Start with, some people believe, however, Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. You are now training comprehension, paraphrasing, reaction speed, tone awareness, and opinion expression all together. This is real. B1 development. Keep your focus strong because in the next section, we will practice more detailed storytelling and you will begin answering comprehension questions aloud to strengthen both listening and speaking at the same time. Now we are going to move into deeper storytelling. And this time, I want you to listen not only for facts, but also for reasons, consequences, and small details. At B1 level, you're listening. I must become more analytical. You should begin asking yourself, why did this happen? What caused this change? And what might happen next? This type of thinking makes you speak smarter because you understand situations more clearly. Listen carefully to this story. A few months ago, I applied for a position at a company I really admired. I had prepared my resume carefully, practiced interview questions, and researched the company's values. When I finally received an email inviting me to an interview, I felt both excited and nervous. On the day of the interview, everything seemed to go well. The interviewer asked thoughtful questions, and I answered confidently. However, a week later, I received another email saying they had chosen another candidate. At first, I was disappointed, but after reflecting on the experience, I realized I had learned a lot and gained valuable confidence. Now pause and think deeply. What was the main event? A job application and interview. Good. What was the result? The person was not selected. And what was the final emotional outcome? Growth and confidence. Excellent. This is an important skill. Many stories in English move from expectation to challenge to reflection. If you understand that structure, you understand most conversations clearly. Now repeat slowly. At first, I was disappointed, but after reflecting on the experience, I realized I had learned a lot. Good. Notice the word reflecting. It means thinking carefully about something. Repeat. After reflecting on the experience. Excellent. Now create your own sentence. Start with, after reflecting on, pause, speak clearly. Very good. Maybe you said, after reflecting on my mistake, I improved. That is excellent practice. Now let's train listening for cause and effect. Listen carefully. I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I found it difficult to concentrate at work. What is the cause? Not enough sleep. What is the effect? Difficulty concentrating. Perfect. Repeat after me. I didn't get enough sleep, so I found it difficult to concentrate. Good. Now change the cause. Instead of sleep, say something else. Maybe, I didn't prepare properly, so I felt nervous. Pause. Try it. Excellent. Now we will practice predicting. Listen to this beginning and guess what might happen next. I missed the bus this morning and my phone battery was almost dead. Pause. What could happen next? Maybe the person arrived late. Maybe they had to walk. Maybe they borrowed a charger. Good. Predicting trains. Your brain to think in English instead of translating word by word. Now let me continue the story. So I decided to take a taxi instead. Fortunately, I arrived just in time for my meeting, but I promised myself to leave earlier next time. What lesson did the speaker learn? Leave earlier. Plan better. Excellent. Now repeat this useful phrase. I promise myself. Good. That phrase shows determination. Repeat again. I promise myself to improve. Excellent. Now let's practice a more complex listening passage. Stay focused. During my first week at university, I felt completely lost. The campus was huge, and I didn't know anyone. On my second day, I accidentally walked into the wrong classroom, which was slightly embarrassing. However, instead of feeling discouraged, I decided to introduce myself to the students sitting nearby. That small decision changed everything. Within a few days, I had already made 2 new friends and started feeling more comfortable in my new environment. Now answer silently. What problem did the speaker face? Feeling lost and embarrassed? Good. What action did they take? Introducing themselves. And what was the result? New friends and comfort. Perfect. Now repeat. Instead of feeling discouraged, I decided to introduce myself. Good. Notice the structure. Instead of, followed by verb plus ing. Repeat. Instead of complaining, I started working. Excellent. Now create your own sentence using instead of. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now we will train emotional listening again. Listen carefully to the tone. I suppose it didn't turn out the way I expected, but maybe that's okay. The tone here is calm acceptance, not anger, not extreme sadness. Understanding emotional tone makes you sound more natural when you respond. Repeat slowly. It didn't turn out the way I expected, but maybe that's okay. Excellent. Now let's move to opinion discussion, because B1 learners must express balanced views. Listen carefully. Some people believe that working remotely improves work-life balance because employees save time on commuting. Others argue that working from home can reduce collaboration and make communication less effective. Personally, I think it depends on the individual and the type of job. Now answer. What are the 2 opposing views? Improved balance and reduced collaboration. Good. Repeat this balanced sentence. Personally, I think it depends. Excellent. That short phrase is powerful. It allows you to give flexible opinions. Now, complete this sentence aloud. Some people believe social media is helpful. However, pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Now let's train listening memory. I will read a short paragraph, and you try to remember 3 details. Last summer, I decided to take a short trip to the mountains. I traveled with 2 close friends, and we stayed in a small wooden cabin near a lake. During the day, we went hiking, and in the evenings, we cooked simple meals together. One night, it started raining heavily, which forced us to stay inside, but we ended up playing board games and talking for hours. Now, how many friends traveled? 2. Good. Where did they stay? In a wooden cabin near a lake. Excellent. What happened one night? Heavy rain. Perfect. Repeat. We ended up playing board games. Good. Notice the phrase ended up. It means something unexpected. Happened as a result. Repeat again. We ended up staying inside. Excellent. Now create your own sentence with ended up. Pause. Speak. Very good. Listening stamina means staying focused even when the story gets longer. So take a breath, relax your shoulders, and repeat confidently. I can follow longer conversations. Pause. Say it again. Excellent. Now let us combine everything: cause and effect, emotion, opinion, prediction, and memory. That is how you speak smart. You are not only repeating words, you are understanding structure, context, and intention. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will practice extended conversation simulations, where you will answer questions out loud as if you are in a real-life discussion, strengthening both listening and spontaneous speaking at the same time. Now we are going to simulate real-life conversations in a more dynamic way. This time, you will not only listen and repeat, but you will respond as if you are truly inside the conversation. Imagine you are sitting across from someone and they are speaking directly to you. Your goal is to listen carefully, understand the meaning, and answer naturally, without translating in your mind. Let's begin with a casual social situation. I haven't seen you in ages. What have you been up to? Pause. Before you answer, notice the phrase "in ages." It simply means for a long time. Now repeat the question. I haven't seen you in ages. What have you been up to? Good. Now answer aloud. Start with, I've been... Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Maybe you said, I've been working on a new project, or I've been focusing on my studies. Very good. Now the conversation continues. That sounds interesting. Is it challenging? Pause. Respond naturally. You could say, yes, it's challenging, but I'm learning a lot. Repeat that. It's challenging, but I'm learning a lot. Excellent. Notice how that answer shows balance. You admit difficulty, but also growth. Now let's move to a problem-solving discussion. Listen carefully. I've been trying to manage my time better, but I keep getting distracted. Pause. How would you respond supportively? You might say, maybe you could create a daily schedule. Repeat. Maybe you could create a daily schedule. Good. Notice the modal verb could. It gives advice politely. Now try another response. Start with, have you tried? Pause. Continue. Excellent. Perhaps you said, have you tried turning off your phone while working? Perfect. At B1 level, giving advice clearly is essential. So repeat this structure. If I were you, I would. Good. That structure sounds natural and thoughtful. Now complete it aloud. If I were you, I would. Pause. Speak your suggestion. Excellent. Now let's increase listening complexity slightly. Listen to this longer dialogue. I'm not sure whether I should accept the new job offer. Why are you hesitating? Well, the salary is higher, but it would require moving to another city. That's a tough decision. What matters more to you right now? I guess stability is important, but I also want new opportunities. Now pause and think. What is the main conflict? Higher salary versus stability. Good. Repeat this useful phrase. That's a tough decision. Excellent. You can use this phrase in many situations. Now answer this question as if someone asks you. What matters more to you, money or stability? Pause. Speak clearly. Good. Even a short answer builds fluency. Now let's work on listening for subtle meaning. Listen carefully. I suppose I could give it a try. There's nothing to lose. The speaker is slightly uncertain, but open to change. Repeat. There's nothing to lose. Excellent. That phrase shows risk, but also confidence. Now create your own example. Start with, I might as well. Pause. Continue. Very good. Maybe you said, I might as well try something new. Perfect. Now let's move into a storytelling simulation where you will answer comprehension questions aloud. Stay focused. Last year, I decided to improve my physical health. I joined a local gym and started exercising 3 times a week. At first, I felt exhausted after every session, and I even considered quitting. However, after a month, I began to notice positive changes. I had more energy, slept better, and felt more confident. The hardest part wasn't the exercise itself, but staying consistent. Now answer these questions aloud. Why did the speaker join the gym? Pause. Good. To improve physical health. How did they feel at first? Pause. Exhausted. Perfect. What was the hardest part? Pause. Staying consistent. Excellent. Now repeat this powerful sentence. The hardest part wasn't the exercise itself, but staying consistent. Good. Notice the contrast structure. Wasn't, but. Now create your own sentence using that pattern. Start with, the hardest part wasn't. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Let's train your ability to respond under slight pressure. I will ask you rapid-fire questions again. Answer immediately. What do you usually do when you feel stressed? Pause. Speak. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? Pause. Answer quickly. What is one habit you would like to change? Pause. Speak confidently. If your answers are short, that is okay. Fluency begins with clarity, not complexity. Now listen to this slightly more advanced conversation. I've been considering starting my own business, but I'm worried about the risks. That's understandable. Starting something new always involves uncertainty. Exactly. I don't want to make a mistake. Sometimes, even mistakes can teach valuable lessons. Now reflect. What is the advice in this dialogue? Mistakes can be valuable. Good. Repeat this sentence slowly. Starting something new always involves uncertainty. Excellent. Now say this confidently. Even if I make mistakes, I will learn from them. Pause. Repeat. Very good. Listening at this level means understanding ideas, not just vocabulary. When someone speaks about uncertainty, risk, opportunity, or growth, they are sharing deeper meaning. You must listen for intention. Now take a slow breath and repeat after me. I am training my brain to think in English. Pause. Say it again. Excellent. We will now practice a mini debate simulation. I will say a statement, and you respond with agreement or disagreement. Statement. Online learning is more effective than traditional classroom learning. Pause. Respond with, I agree because, or I disagree because. Speak clearly. Good. Next statement. Success depends more on luck than hard work. Pause. Respond confidently. Excellent. Debate practice forces you to organize thoughts quickly. That is how you speak smart. Now, let's strengthen listening memory again. Listen carefully to this final passage of this section. A few years ago, I struggled with public speaking. Every time I had to give a presentation, my hands would shake and my voice would become unsteady. Instead of avoiding these situations, I decided to face my fear directly. I joined a speaking club, practiced regularly, and gradually improved. Today, I still feel a bit nervous before speaking, but I no longer let fear control me. Now answer. What physical signs showed nervousness? Pause. Shaking hands. Unsteady voice. Good. What solution did the speaker choose? Pause. Joining a speaking club and practicing. Excellent. Repeat this empowering sentence. I no longer let fear control me. Good. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. You are now training comprehension, reaction speed, debate skills, emotional awareness, and structured responses all at once. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will move into longer listening passages with more complex vocabulary, and you will practice summarizing ideas in your own words, which is a powerful B1 skill. Now we are going to strengthen one of the most powerful skills at B1 level, summarizing. When you can listen to a longer passage and then explain it in your own words, you are truly thinking in English, not translating, not memorizing, but processing meaning naturally. So in this section, you will listen, analyze, and then speak. Listen carefully to this longer passage. Stay focused from beginning to end. Over the past decade, the way people spend their free time has changed significantly. In the past, many families would gather in the evening to watch television together or spend time outdoors, playing sports or talking face to face. Today, however, technology has become the center of most leisure activities. People often scroll through social media, watch online videos, or play games on their phones. While this shift has made entertainment more accessible, it has also reduced direct social interaction in some cases. Experts suggest that finding a balance between digital activities and real-world experiences is essential for maintaining healthy relationships. Now pause and think carefully. What is the main topic? Changes in how people spend free time. Good. What is the contrast between the past and the present? In the past, more face-to-face interaction. Now, more digital activities. Excellent. What is the final recommendation? Finding balance. Perfect. Now your task is to summarize this in 2 sentences. To speak aloud, begin with, the passage explains that. Pause. Speak clearly. Good. Even if your summary is simple, you are building real fluency. Now repeat this useful expression. Finding a balance is essential. Good. That phrase works in many topics: health, work, technology, relationships. Now let's practice paraphrasing again. Listen to this sentence. Technology has become the center of most leisure activities. Now say it differently. You could say, most people now spend their free time using technology. Repeat that. Excellent. Paraphrasing makes you flexible. It helps you speak even when you forget exact words. Now we will move into a workplace scenario. Listen carefully. Recently, our company introduced a new system for managing tasks. At first, many employees were confused because the interface was unfamiliar and our instructions were not very clear. However, after attending a short training session, most people adapted quickly. Within a few weeks, productivity actually improved and communication became more organized. Now answer these questions aloud. What was introduced? Pause. A new task management system. Good. Why were employees confused? Pause. Unfamiliar interface and unclear instructions. Excellent. What changed after training? Pause. Employees adapted. Productivity improved. Perfect. Now summarize in your own words. Start with, initially, employees felt. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Now repeat this structure. At first, however, eventually. Good. That sequence shows progress over time. Now create your own mini story using that pattern. Pause. Speak slowly. Excellent. Now we are going to practice listening for opinion and to supporting reason. Listen carefully. I believe that learning a new language opens many doors. Not only does it improve communication skills, but it also increases cultural awareness. When you understand another language, you begin to understand different perspectives, traditions, and ways of thinking. In my view, this makes people more open-minded and adaptable. Now answer. What are two benefits mentioned? Pause. Improve communication. Increase cultural awareness. Good. Repeat this phrase. In my view, excellent. It is a strong way to introduce your opinion. Now complete this sentence aloud. In my view, education should. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Now let's practice inference. Listen carefully. I've been working late almost every day this week, and I can feel my energy dropping. What can you infer? The speaker is tired, possibly overworked. Good. Repeat. I can feel my energy dropping. Excellent. Now say this variation. I can feel my motivation increasing. Good. Now we will increase listening length again. Stay focused. Last year, I decided to reduce the amount of time I spent on social media. I realized that I was checking my phone constantly, even when I didn't need to. This habit affected my concentration and sometimes even my mood. So I created a simple rule for myself. I would only check social media twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. At first, it felt strange, and I kept reaching for my phone automatically. But gradually, I began to feel more present, more focused, and surprisingly, less stressed. Now answer. What problem did the speaker identify? Pause. Constant phone checking. Good. What solution did they create? Pause. Checking social media twice a day. Excellent. What positive results did they experience? Pause. More focus, less stress. Perfect. Now summarize in 3 sentences. Speak slowly. Good. Now repeat this useful expression. I created a simple rule for myself. Excellent. Now create your own example. Start with, I created a simple rule for myself. Pause. Continue. Very good. Listening at B1 level also means identifying keywords. Words like however, therefore, instead, although. These words signal contrast, result, or change. Listen carefully. I wanted to improve my English. However, I didn't have much free time. What does however show? Contrast. Good. Repeat. I wanted to improve. However, I didn't have much time. Excellent. Now change it using although. Pause. Speak. Good. Although I wanted to improve. I didn't have much time. Excellent transformation. Now let's do a memory challenge. I will read a paragraph once, and you try to recall 4 details. 2 months ago, I started volunteering at a local community center. I help organize events, assist children with homework, and occasionally support elderly visitors with technology questions. At first, I joined because I wanted to gain experience, but over time, I realized that I was learning just as much as I was teaching. The experience has made me more patient and more aware of the importance of community support. Now, how long ago did it start? Pause. 2 months ago. Good. Where does the person volunteer? Pause. Community center. Excellent. Who do they help? Pause. Children and elderly visitors. Perfect. What personal qualities improved? Pause. Patience and awareness. I'm excellent. Now repeat this meaningful sentence. I was learning just as much as I was teaching. Good. That structure is powerful. It shows balance. Now create your own sentence using just as much as. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Take a deep breath and say confidently, I can listen, understand, and summarize in English. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. You are building advanced B1 skills now. Summarizing, inferring, paraphrasing, reacting, and organizing ideas logically. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will move into extended conversation simulations, where you will respond with longer answers, almost like real interview practice, pushing your fluency to the next level. Now we are going to move into extended conversation simulations that feel closer to real-life interviews and deeper discussions. In this section, your answers should be slightly longer, maybe 3 or 4 sentences, not just one. At B1 level, you are ready to explain reasons, give examples, and express personal experiences more clearly. So stay focused, listen carefully, and respond aloud with confidence. Imagine you are in a job interview. The interviewer says, "Can you tell me about a challenge you faced and how you handled it?" Pause. Before answering, think about structure. First, describe the situation. Then, explain what you did. Finally, mention the result. Now speak aloud. Begin with, one challenge I faced was, pause. Continue speaking clearly. Good. Even if your example is simple, what matters is organization and clarity. Now listen to a model response carefully. One challenge I faced was managing multiple deadlines at the same time. I realized that I was, feeling overwhelmed. So I decided to create a priority list and divide large tasks into smaller steps. As a result, I was able to complete my work on time and reduce my stress significantly. Now answer these questions aloud. What was the challenge? Pause. Managing multiple deadlines. Good. What strategy did the speaker use? Pause. Creating a priority list and dividing tasks. Excellent. What was the result? Pause. Completed work on time and reduced stress. Perfect. Now repeat this useful structure. As a result, good. That phrase shows consequence. Now create your own sentence using as a result. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Let's continue the interview simulation. The interviewer now asks, what motivates you to improve yourself? Pause. Speak in 3 sentences. You could start with, I am motivated by, continue on explaining. Maybe mention goals, personal growth, or family support. Good. Longer answers build fluency and confidence. Now listen to this sample response. I am motivated by the desire to grow and become better every day. I believe that continuous improvement leads to long-term success. When I see progress, even small progress, it encourages me to keep going. Now repeat the sentence. Continuous improvement leads to long-term success. Excellent. Now let's move to a university discussion scenario. Imagine a class discussion and the teacher asks, do you think technology has improved education? Pause. Organize your answer. Start with your opinion. Give one reason, then one example. Now speak aloud. Good. Now listen to a balanced example. I believe technology has improved education in many ways because students can access all information instantly. For example, online courses allow people from different countries to learn from the same teacher. However, I also think it's important to maintain personal interaction in classrooms. Now identify the opinion. Technology has improved education. Good. Identify the example. Online courses connecting people globally. Excellent. Repeat this linking phrase. For example. Good. Now create your own example about learning English. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now let's practice storytelling in more detail. Listen carefully. 3 years ago, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and travel alone for the first time. At the beginning, I felt nervous about navigating a new city by myself. However, as the days passed, I became more independent and confident in my decisions. By the end of the trip, I realized that I was capable of much more than I had imagined. Now answer aloud. What was the main decision? Pause. Traveling alone? Good. How did the speaker feel at first? Pause. Nervous. Excellent. How did they feel at the end? Pause. Confident and capable. Perfect. Now summarize this story in your own words. Speak in 3 sentences. Good. Now repeat this powerful sentence. I was capable of much more than I had imagined. Excellent. That sentence shows growth and realization. Now we will practice expressing agreement and disagreement politely. Listen carefully. I think working from home is always better than working in an office. Pause. Do you agree or disagree? Start your answer with, I see your point, but, or I understand what you mean. However, speak clearly. Good. Polite disagreement is a smart communication skill. It shows maturity and respect. Now let's increase listening length again. Stay focused. In recent years, many people have started prioritizing mental health more than before. Workplaces now offer wellness programs, flexible hours, and counseling services. While some critics argue that this trend may reduce productivity, supporters believe that a healthy mind leads to better performance and creativity. Ultimately, maintaining mental well-being benefits both individuals and organizations. Now answer. What is the main topic? Pause. Mental health prioritization. Good. What are 2 examples of workplace support? Pause. Wellness programs and flexible hours. Excellent. What is the final conclusion? Pause. Mental well-being benefits both individuals and organizations. Perfect. Now summarize this in 2 sentences aloud. Begin with, the passage discusses, pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now repeat this advanced linking word. Ultimately. Good. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak. Very good. Let's practice expressing future plans with detail. Imagine someone asks you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Pause. Structure your answer. Mention career, skills, personal growth. Now speak in 3 sentences. Good. You could say something like, in 5 years, I see myself working in a more responsible position. I hope to have improved my communication skills and gained valuable experience. I also want to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Repeat the phrase. I see myself. Excellent. Now we will practice listening for attitude. Listen carefully. I guess things didn't work out as planned, but that's just part of life. The tone here is acceptance, calm, not I dramatic. Repeat. That part of life. Excellent. Now create your own reflective sentence starting with sometimes. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Take a deep breath and say confidently, I can express my ideas clearly in English. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. You are now practicing longer responses, structured storytelling, polite disagreement, summarizing, and reflective speaking. These are essential B1 skills that move you closer to upper intermediate fluency. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will practice even more advanced listening passages, including problem analysis, comparison, and decision-making discussions, pushing your listening stamina and speaking intelligence even further. Now we are going to challenge your thinking skills even more. In this section, you will analyze problems, compare options, and make decisions aloud. This is where you truly begin to speak smart, because smart speaking is not about using difficult vocabulary. It is about organizing ideas clearly, explaining reasons logically, and responding calmly under pressure. So relax your mind, focus carefully, and prepare to think in English. Listen to this situation carefully. You have been offered 2 job opportunities. The first job offers a higher salary, but requires longer working hours and less flexibility. The second job offers a slightly lower salary, but provides a better work-life balance and opportunities for professional development. You cannot accept both, and you must decide soon. Now pause and think. What are the advantages of the first job? Higher salary. Good. What are the disadvantages? Longer hours, less flexibility. Excellent. What about the second job? Advantage, better balance and development. Disadvantage, lower salary. Perfect. Now I want you to speak for at least 4 sentences. Explain which job you would choose and why. Start with, if I had to choose. Pause. Speak clearly and slowly. Good. Now listen to a model response. If I had to choose, I would probably select the second job. Although the salary is slightly lower, I value work-life balance and personal growth. In the long term, professional development may lead to better opportunities. Therefore, I believe the second option is more beneficial. Now repeat this useful structure. In the long term, good. That phrase shows future thinking. Now create your own sentence using in the long term. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Let us move into comparison practice. Listen, carefully. Living in a big city offers many advantages, such as better job opportunities, diverse entertainment, and public transportation. However, it can also be stressful, expensive, and crowded. On the other hand, living in a small town may provide peace and lower costs, but fewer career options. Now answer aloud. What are 2 advantages of a big city? Pause. Good. What are 2 advantages of a small town? Pause. Excellent. Now compare them using this structure. While, on the other hand, speak in 3 sentences. Good. Repeat this linking word. Whereas. Good. Use it in a sentence comparing 2 things. Pause. Speak. Very good. Now we will practice problem analysis. Listen carefully. A team project at work is not progressing well. Some members are missing deadlines. Communication is unclear and responsibilities are not well. Are defined. As a result, The overall performance is suffering. Pause. What are the main problems? Missed deadlines, unclear communication, undefined roles. Good. Now suggest two possible solutions aloud. Start with. One possible solution is pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Now listen to a sample response. One possible solution is to organize a meeting to clarify responsibilities. Another approach could be setting clear deadlines and using a shared tracking system. By improving communication and accountability, the team's performance can improve significantly. Repeat this structure. Another approach could be excellent. Now create your own suggestion using that phrase. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now we move to decision-making under uncertainty. Listen carefully. You are planning to start a new course, but you are not unsure whether you will have enough time to complete it. The course requires at least 5 hours per week and lasts for 3 months. Pause. Think logically. What questions should you ask yourself? Do I have 5 hours per week? Can I manage my schedule? What are my priorities? Good. Now speak aloud. Start with. Before making a decision, I would consider. Pause. Continue clearly. Excellent. Now repeat this reflective phrase. I need to weigh the pros and cons. Good. That phrase is very useful in discussions. Now create your own sentence using weigh the pros and cons. Pause. Speak. Excellent. Let's practice listening for subtle comparison again. Listen carefully. Although online meetings are convenient, face-to-face meetings often allow better communication because body language and immediate reactions are easier to observe. Pause. What is the main comparison? Convenience versus communication quality. Good. Repeat. Although online meetings are convenient, face-to-face meetings allow better communication. Excellent. Now transform it using even though. Pause. Speak. Very good. Now we will increase listening stamina once again. Focus carefully. In many countries, the concept of lifelong learning is becoming increasingly important. People no longer expect to rely on a single qualification for their entire career. Instead, they continuously update their skills, attend workshops, enroll in online courses, and adapt to changing market demands. This shift reflects the fast pace of technological and economic development and highlights the importance of flexibility and resilience in modern society. Now answer aloud. What is lifelong learning? Pause. Continuous skill development. Good. Why is it important today? Pause. Because of fast technological and economic changes. Excellent. Now summarize in 3 sentences. Start with, the passage explains that. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now repeat this advanced vocabulary word. Resilience. Good. It means the ability to recover and adapt. Now use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Take a slow breath and repeat after me. I can analyze situations in English. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. You are now practicing structured thinking, comparison, problem solving, and decision making. These skills move you from basic conversation to intelligent communication. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will practice extended listening passages similar to real exams, where you will answer comprehension questions, summarize key ideas, and respond with personal opinions, strengthening both listening endurance and confident speaking at the same time. Now we are going to simulate an extended listening passage similar to what you might hear in a real English exam or an academic discussion. This time, your task is to stay focused from beginning to end. Remember key details, identify the main argument, and then express your own opinion clearly. This is where listening becomes more intellectual and speaking becomes more structured. So take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and concentrate fully. Listen carefully. In recent years, the concept of remote work has transformed the global job market. Companies that once required employees to be physically present in the office have started allowing flexible arrangements, ours including hybrid and fully remote positions. Supporters argue that remote work increases productivity, reduces commuting time, and allows individuals to maintain a better work-life balance. However, critics suggest that remote work can reduce team cohesion, create communication challenges, and blur the boundaries between professional and personal life. As organizations continue experimenting with different models, the long-term impact of remote work remains uncertain. Now pause and think carefully. What is the main topic? Remote work and its impact. Good. What are two advantages mentioned? Increased productivity, better work-life balance. Excellent. What are two disadvantages? Reduced team cohesion, communication challenges. Perfect. Now summarize this passage aloud in 3 sentences. Start with, the passage discusses. Pause. I speak clearly. Very good. Now give your opinion. Begin with, in my opinion, and support your answer with at least one reason. Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Now repeat this balanced expression. The long-term impact remains uncertain. Good. That phrase is powerful when discussing future outcomes. Let us move to another extended listening scenario. This one focuses on personal development. Stay focused. Many experts believe that developing strong communication skills is essential for success in both personal and professional life. Effective communication is not limited to speaking clearly, but also involves active listening, empathy, and the ability to adapt your message to different audiences. For instance, a manager may communicate differently with a team member than with a client. Similarly, in personal relationships, listening carefully and responding thoughtfully can strengthen trust and understanding. Ultimately, communication is a skill that improves with consistent practice and self-awareness. Now answer aloud. According to the passage, what does effective communication involve? Pause. Active listening. Empathy. Adaptation. Good. Why is adaptation important? Pause. Because different audiences require different communication styles. Excellent. Now summarize in your own words. Speak slowly. Good. Repeat this useful sentence. Communication improves with consistent practice. Excellent. Now I want you to apply this idea to your own English journey. Complete this sentence aloud. My English will improve if I... Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now we are going to increase the challenge slightly. This time, I will read a longer story, and you must remember specific details as well as the overall theme. Stay focused. After graduating from university, Daniel faced a difficult decision. He had always dreamed of working abroad, but he also felt responsible for supporting his family at home. For months, he applied for positions in different countries while simultaneously attending local job interviews. Eventually, he received 2 offers, one from a company overseas, and another from a well-established firm in his hometown. After careful consideration and long discussions with his family, Daniel decided to accept the international position, believing that the experience would broaden his perspective and create more opportunities in the future. Although the decision was challenging, he felt confident that stepping outside his comfort zone would lead to personal and professional growth. Now pause and answer aloud. What was Daniel's main dilemma? Pause. Working abroad or staying home? Good. How many job offers did he receive? Pause. 2. Excellent. Why did he choose the international job? Pause. To broaden his perspective and create opportunities? Perfect. Now summarize this story in 3 to 4 sentences. Begin with: Daniel had to choose between. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now reflect personally. If you were in Daniel's situation, what would you do? Start with: if I were in that situation. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Let us focus on vocabulary development within listening. Repeat these key words slowly. Perspective. Pause. Opportunity. Pause. Responsibility. Pause. Consideration. Excellent. Now use one of these words in your own sentence. Pause. Speak confidently. Very. Good. Next, we will practice listening for tone and intention. Listen carefully. I suppose it's not the easiest path, but sometimes growth requires taking risks. What is the speaker's attitude? Cautious but hopeful. Good. Repeat slowly. Growth requires taking risks. Excellent. Now say this confidently. Progress requires effort. Pause. Repeat. Very good. Let's move into a short analytical passage. Stay focused. Climate change has become one of the most discussed global challenges of our time. Governments, organizations, and individuals are increasingly aware of the need to adopt sustainable practices. While large-scale policy changes are essential, small daily actions, such as reducing waste, conserving energy, and choosing eco-friendly products, can also contribute to meaningful impact. The challenge lies in balancing economic development with environmental protection. Now answer aloud. What is the main global challenge mentioned? Pause. Climate change. Good. What are 2 small daily actions suggested? Pause. Reducing waste and conserving energy. Excellent. What is the central challenge? Pause. Balancing economic development with environmental protection. Perfect. Now summarize in your own words. Speak clearly. Good. Now give your opinion. Begin with: I believe individuals can. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Take a slow breath and repeat after me. I can understand complex ideas in English. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. You are now training advanced listening comprehension, summarizing, analyzing arguments, and expressing personal views logically. These are high-level B1 skills that prepare you for upper intermediate. WAR challenges. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will practice mixed listening drills, combining storytelling, debate, rapid response, and memory challenges, pushing your listening stamina beyond 30 minutes of active engagement. Now we are going to combine everything you have practiced so far: long listening, fast reaction, structured answers, emotional awareness, and intelligent comparison. This section will feel more dynamic because you will switch quickly between listening carefully and responding confidently. Stay focused, breathe slowly, and remember, clarity is more important than perfection. Let us begin with a mixed storytelling and opinion task. Listen carefully. Over the past year, I've tried to improve my daily habits. I started reading for 20 minutes every morning, reduced my screen time before bed, and I began exercising 3 times a week. At first, the changes felt small and almost insignificant, but after several months, I noticed that my concentration improved, my sleep became deeper, and my overall mood felt more stable. Looking back, I realized that consistency, not intensity, made the biggest difference. Now pause and think carefully. What 3 habits did the speaker change? Pause. Reading, reducing screen time, exercising. Good. What were the results? Better concentration, deeper sleep, improved mood. Excellent. What important lesson did the speaker learn? Consistency matters more than intensity. Perfect. Now summarize this story in your own words. Speak in 3 sentences. Begin with, the speaker explains that. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now reflect personally. What small habit could you improve? Start with 1. An habit I would like to improve is pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Now repeat this powerful sentence. Consistency creates lasting change. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. Let us move into a debate-style listening challenge. Listen carefully. Some people argue that success depends primarily on talent. They believe that natural ability determines how far someone can go in life. Others disagree, claiming that hard work and persistence are more important than talent alone. In reality, most achievements likely result from a combination of both factors. Now answer aloud. What is the first viewpoint? Pause. Success depends on talent. Good. What is the opposing viewpoint? Pause. Hard work and persistence matter more. Excellent. What is the balanced conclusion? Pause. Success comes from a combination of both. Perfect. Now, express your opinion in 3 sentences. Begin with, I believe that. Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Now repeat this phrase slowly. A combination of factors. Good. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak. Very good. Now we will move to a listening memory challenge with more details. Stay focused carefully. Last weekend, I attended a professional development workshop focused on leadership skills. The event lasted 2 full days and included interactive sessions, group discussions, and practical exercises. One of the main topics was effective communication in difficult situations. The speaker emphasized the importance of staying calm, listening actively, and responding thoughtfully rather than emotionally. By the end of the workshop, I felt more confident about handling conflict in a professional environment. Now answer. Aloud. How long did the workshop last? Pause. 2 days. Good. What was one main topic? Pause. Effective communication in difficult situations. Excellent. What 3 skills were emphasized? Pause. Staying calm. Listening actively. Responding thoughtfully. Perfect. Now summarize the passage in 3 sentences. Begin with, the speaker attended. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now imagine you are explaining this workshop to a friend. Speak for 4 sentences. Include what you learned and why it was useful. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Now repeat this reflective sentence. Respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Good. That sentence shows maturity in communication. Now let us practice quick response again. I will ask questions, and you answer immediately in 1 or 2 sentences. What does leadership mean to you? Now pause. Speak. How do you handle stress? Pause. Answer clearly. What is one skill you want to improve this year? Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Now we will challenge your listening stamina with a longer analytical passage. Stay focused until the end. In modern society, the definition of success has evolved significantly. In the past, success was often measured by financial stability and social status. Today, many people define success differently, valuing personal fulfillment, work-life balance, and meaningful relationships. This shift reflects changing cultural priorities as individuals seek not only professional achievement, but also emotional well-being and purpose. While financial security remains important, it is no longer the sole indicator of a successful life. Now answer aloud. How was success traditionally measured? Pause. Financial stability and status. Good. How do many people define success today? Pause. Personal fulfillment, balance, relationships. Excellent. What is the main message of the passage? Pause. Success now includes emotional well-being. Perfect. Now summarize in your own words. Begin with. The passage explains that the idea of success. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now give your opinion. Start with. For me, success means. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Now repeat this advanced expression. It is no longer the sole indicator. Good. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak. Excellent. Take a slow breath and repeat after me confidently. I can listen for long periods and stay focused. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. You are now practicing extended comprehension, debate, reflection, and personal. On expression. Your listening endurance has grown significantly, and your speaking responses are becoming more structured and intelligent. Stay focused, because in the next section, we will simulate a full-length listening test style passage, followed by multiple comprehension and opinion questions, pushing your B1 listening and speaking skills even further. Now we are going to simulate a full listening test style passage, longer, more detailed, and slightly more complex. Your goal is to stay calm, follow the structure, and remember key ideas without panicking. You do not need to understand every single word. You need to understand the overall meaning, the key arguments, and the important details. That is smart listening. So take a slow breath, relax, and focus carefully. Listen closely. In recent years, many organizations have begun or investing heavily in employee training and development programs. This shift reflects a growing awareness that continuous learning is essential in a rapidly changing world. Companies that prioritize professional development often report higher employee satisfaction, improved performance, and stronger innovation. However, implementing effective training programs requires careful planning, financial investment, and long-term commitment. Some businesses struggle to measure the immediate return on investment, leading them to question the value of such initiatives. Despite these concerns, research consistently shows that organizations that invest in people tend to achieve sustainable growth over time. Now pause and answer carefully. What is the main topic of this passage? Pause. Investment in employee training and development. Good. Why are companies investing in training? Pause. Because continuous learning is essential and it improves satisfaction and performance. Excellent. What challenge do some businesses face? Pause. Difficulty measuring immediate return on investment. Perfect. Now summarize this passage in 3 to 4 sentences. Start with. The passage explains that many organizations, pause, speak clearly and confidently. Very good. Now give your opinion. Do you think training programs are worth the investment? Begin with. In my opinion. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Repeat this useful phrase slowly. Sustainable growth over time. Good. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now we will move into a narrative listening test with emotional depth. Stay focused. After working at the same company for nearly 10 years, Maria began to feel that her career had reached a plateau. Although she was grateful for job stability, she missed the excitement of learning something new. For months, she considered making a change, but fear of uncertainty held her back. Eventually, after discussing her thoughts with close friends and family, she decided to enroll in a part-time certification program related to digital marketing. Balancing work and study was challenging at first, but gradually, Maria regained her sense of purpose and ambition. Within a year, she successfully transitioned into a new role that aligned more closely with her interests. Now answer aloud. How long had Maria worked at the company? Pause. Nearly 10 years. Good. What feeling suggested she needed change? Pause. Her career had reached a plateau. Excellent. What action did she take? Pause. Enrolled. In a certification program. Perfect. What was the final result? Pause. She transitioned into a new role aligned with her interests. Excellent. Now summarize this story in 4 sentences. Begin with. Maria felt that. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now reflect personally. Have you ever felt stuck in a situation? Start with. There was a time when I. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Repeat this thoughtful sentence. Fear of uncertainty held her back. Good. Now create your own sentence using held me back. Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Now we will practice listening for contrast and subtle argument. Listen carefully. While financial rewards can motivate employees in the short term, long-term engagement often depends on meaningful work, supportive leadership, and opportunities for growth. Organizations that focus exclusively on salary increases may overlook the importance of workplace culture. In contrast, companies that foster collaboration, recognition, and learning opportunities tend to build stronger loyalty among their teams. Now answer aloud. What motivates employees in the short term? Pause. Financial rewards. Good. What contributes to long-term engagement? Pause. Meaningful work. Supportive leadership. Growth opportunities. Excellent. What is the contrast presented? Pause. Salary focus versus culture focus. Perfect. Now summarize this argument in 3 sentences. Begin with, The passage argues that pause, speak clearly. Excellent. Now give your opinion. Which do you think is more important, salary or workplace culture? Start with personally. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Repeat this advanced expression. Long term. Cow engagement. Good. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now we will strengthen listening memory once more. I will read a longer paragraph only once, and you will answer detailed questions. Stay very focused. 2 years ago, a small startup company launched an innovative mobile application designed to help users track their daily habits. Initially, the founders faced skepticism from investors who doubted whether users would consistently log their routines. However, by incorporating motivational features, personalized reminders, and community challenges, the application gradually gained popularity. Within 18 months, it had reached over 1 million active users, demonstrating that simple ideas, when executed effectively, can produce significant impact. Now answer carefully. What type of product did the ZIA on startup create? Pause. A mobile application for tracking habits. Good. What challenge did they face at the beginning? Pause. Investor skepticism about user consistency. Excellent. What features helped increase popularity? Pause. Motivational features, reminders, community challenges. Perfect. How many active users did it reach? Pause. Over 1 million. Excellent. Now summarize this in 3 sentences. Begin with, a startup company created. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now express a lesson from this story. Start with, this shows that. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Take a slow breath and repeat after me. I can understand detailed information in English. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. Your listening endurance is now strong. You can follow long passages, identify key points, analyze arguments, and express now personal opinions with structure. In the next section, we will move into integrated listening and speaking practice, where you will hear a scenario, respond with extended answers, and connect ideas more fluently, pushing your B1 skills even closer to upper intermediate level. Now we are moving into integrated listening and speaking practice. This means you will listen to a situation, analyze it, and then respond with a structured and extended answer. You will connect ideas, explain reasons, and give examples, just like in real conversations, job interviews, or academic discussions. This is where your fluency becomes more natural and your confidence becomes stronger. So stay calm, breathe slowly, and focus carefully. Listen to this scenario. Your manager has noticed that productivity in your department has decreased over the past few months. Deadlines are being missed, and team communication seems less effective. During a meeting, your manager asks everyone to suggest possible reasons and solutions. Now pause and think carefully. What could be possible reasons for decreased productivity? Maybe unclear goals, lack of motivation, poor communication, or too many responsibilities. Good. Now speak aloud. Give at least 3 reasons. Start with, one possible reason could be. Pause. Continue clearly. Excellent. Now suggest solutions. Begin with, to improve the situation. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Listen to a model response carefully. One possible reason could be that team members are not fully aware of their responsibilities. Another reason might be that workloads are unevenly distributed. To improve the situation, we could organize a meeting to clarify expectations, set realistic deadlines, and encourage open communication among team members. Now repeat this useful structure. To improve the situation. Good. Use it in a different example. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Let us move to another integrated listening task. Stay focused. You are planning to move to a new city for better career opportunities. However, you are concerned about leaving your family and friends behind. You are discussing this decision with someone close to you. Pause. What are the advantages of moving? Better career growth, new experiences, independence. Good. What are the disadvantages? Distance from family, emotional difficulty, adjustment challenges. Excellent. Now speak aloud for at least 4 sentences. Begin with, I am considering moving because. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Now express your emotional concern. Start with, at the same time. Pause. Continue clearly. Excellent. Now repeat this balanced phrase. It's a difficult decision to make. Good. That sentence is natural and thoughtful. Now we will practice connecting ideas more smoothly. Listen carefully. Although learning a new skill can be challenging, it often leads to personal growth and increased confidence. For instance, someone who learns public speaking may initially feel nervous, but over time, they become more comfortable expressing their ideas in front of others. As a result, they may discover new opportunities in their career and social life. Now answer aloud. What is the main idea? Pause. Learning new skills leads to growth. Good. What example is given? Pause. Learning public speaking. Excellent. Now summarize in your own words. Begin with, the passage suggests that. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now connect it to your own life. Start with, for example, when I. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Now repeat this linking phrase. As a result. Good. Use it again in a new sentence. Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Now let's practice extended response with opinion and justification. Listen carefully. Some people believe that taking risks is essential for success, while others prefer stability and careful planning. They argue that avoiding risk leads to fewer mistakes and greater security. Pause. Now give your opinion in 4 to 5 sentences. Start with, in my opinion. Explain your reasoning. Give an example. Conclude with a balanced statement. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now repeat this thoughtful expression. Calculated risks. Good. It means risks that 9 are carefully considered. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now we will increase listening complexity slightly. Stay focused. In today's competitive environment, individuals are constantly seeking ways to stand out. Some focus on developing technical skills, while others prioritize soft skills such as communication, teamwork, and adaptability. Experts often emphasize that a combination of both skill types is necessary for long-term professional success. Technical abilities may help secure a position, but soft skills often determine career advancement and leadership potential. Now answer aloud. What are the two types of skills mentioned? Pause. Technical skills and soft skills. Good. Which skills often determine leadership potential? Pause. Soft skills. Excellent. Now summarize in 3 sentences. Begin with, the passage explains that. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now give your opinion. Which skill do you think is more important and why? Start with, I believe. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Repeat this advanced phrase slowly. Leadership potential. Good. Use it in your own sentence. Pause. Speak confidently. Excellent. Now we will do a final extended listening practice in this section. Stay fully focused. Over the past decade, the concept of personal branding has gained popularity. Professionals are encouraged to build a strong online presence, showcase their achievements, and communicate their values clearly. Social media platforms, professional networking sites, and personal websites have become essential tools for shaping public perception. However, experts warn that authenticity remains crucial because audiences can easily recognize insincerity. Ultimately, successful personal branding requires consistency, transparency, and alignment between one's actions and stated values. Now answer aloud. What is personal branding? Pause. Building and communicating a professional identity. Good. What tools are mentioned? Pause. Social media, networking sites, personal websites. Excellent. Why is authenticity important? Pause. Because audiences recognize insincerity. Perfect. Now summarize in 4 sentences. Begin with, the passage discusses. Pause. Speak clearly. Excellent. Now reflect personally. Do you think personal branding is important? Start with, personally. Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Take a slow breath and repeat after me confidently. I can respond with structured and extended answers in English. Pause. Say it again. You're stronger. Excellent. You are now integrating listening comprehension, analytical thinking, structured speaking, and confident delivery. Your B1 listening endurance is strong, and your ability to respond intelligently is improving significantly. In the next section, we will move into advanced fluency drills, combining storytelling, rapid response, comparison, and summarization in a continuous flow, pushing your stamina and clarity even further. Now we will move into the final intensive fluency training section. This part will combine everything you have practiced: long listening, structured thinking, emotional awareness, comparison, decision-making, and confident speaking. You will shift quickly between understanding, analyzing, and responding. Just stay calm, breathe naturally, and trust your progress. Listen carefully to this extended scenario. After several years of working in a stable corporate job, Alex began to question whether he was truly satisfied with his career path. Although the position provided financial security, he felt that his creativity was limited and his daily routine had become predictable. At the same time, he was hesitant to make drastic changes because he valued stability and responsibility. Over time, he started exploring freelance opportunities in graphic design, a field he had always been passionate about. Initially, he worked on small projects during weekends, gradually building confidence and experience. Eventually, after careful planning and saving money, Alex transitioned into full-time freelance work. While the journey involved uncertainty and risk, he reported feeling more fulfilled and motivated than ever before. Now pause and think deeply. What internal conflict did Alex experience? Financial security versus creative fulfillment. Good. What gradual strategy did he use before making a full transition? Working on small projects during weekends. Excellent. Why was planning important in his decision? Because he valued stability and wanted to reduce risk. Perfect. Now summarize this story in 4 sentences. Begin with, Alex felt that. Pause. Speak clearly and confidently. Very good. Now reflect personally. Have you ever wanted to change something in your life, but felt uncertain? Start with, there was a time when I considered. Pause. Continue speaking honestly. Excellent. Repeat this thoughtful sentence slowly. Fulfillment sometimes requires courage. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. Now we will move into rapid mix drills. I will present. I'm short listening ideas, and you respond immediately with 2 to 3 sentences. Statement. Learning a new language as an adult is more difficult than learning as a child. Pause. Do you agree or disagree? Start with, I partly agree because, or I disagree because. Speak clearly. Excellent. Next statement. Failure is a necessary step towards success. Pause. Respond with reasoning. Very good. Next statement. Technology makes people less patient. Pause. Give your opinion with an example. Excellent. Now we will combine comparison and storytelling. Listen carefully. 2 friends decided to prepare for a marathon. The first friend followed a strict training schedule, monitored nutrition carefully, and tracked progress weekly. The second friend trained inconsistently, skipped practice sessions, and paid little attention to recovery. On the day of the marathon, the first friend completed the race confidently, while the second struggled to finish. Now answer aloud. What was the key difference between the 2 friends? Pause. Consistency and preparation. Good. What lesson can we learn from this story? Pause. Discipline and planning lead to better outcomes. Excellent. Now summarize in 3 sentences. Begin with, the story compares. Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now apply this lesson to learning English. Start with, in language learning. Pause. Continue speaking. Excellent. Now repeat this motivating phrase. Preparation builds confidence. Pause. Say it again. Excellent. Now let us move into a more analytical listening task. Stay focused. In many professional environments, teamwork is considered a key factor in achieving organizational goals. Effective. Do teams communicate openly, respect diverse perspectives, and share responsibility for outcomes? However, conflicts may arise when expectations are unclear, or when individuals prioritize personal goals over collective success. Resolving such conflicts requires active listening, empathy, and a willingness to compromise. Ultimately, strong teamwork is built not only on skills, but also on trust and mutual respect. Now answer aloud. What are 3 characteristics of effective teams? Pause. Open communication, respect for diversity, shared responsibility. Good. What can cause conflict? Pause. Unclear expectations, personal priorities. Excellent. What is necessary to resolve conflict? Pause. Listening, empathy, compromise. Perfect. Now summarize this passage in 4 sentences. Begin with, the passage explains that teamwork. Pause. Speak. Clearly. Excellent. Now reflect personally. What quality do you think is most important in teamwork? Start with, I believe the most important quality is... Pause. Continue speaking. Very good. Now repeat this advanced expression slowly. Mutual respect. Pause. Say it again. Excellent. Now we will complete a final extended listening challenge. Stay fully concentrated. Over the last few decades, the pace of change in society has accelerated dramatically. Technological innovation, globalization, and evolving social expectations have transformed the way individuals live and work. While these changes create new opportunities, they also demand adaptability and lifelong learning. Individuals who embrace change, seek knowledge, and remain open-minded are often better positioned to navigate uncertainty. In contrast, those who resist change may struggle to adjust to new realities. Ultimately, success in a rapidly changing world depends on resilience, flexibility, and a proactive mindset. Now answer carefully. What are 3 forces that have accelerated change? Pause. Technological innovation, globalization, evolving expectations. Good. What qualities help individuals succeed in such a world? Pause. Resilience, flexibility, proactive mindset. Excellent. Now summarize this passage in 4 sentences. Begin with, the passage states that... Pause. Speak clearly. Very good. Now connect it to your own learning journey. Start with, in my English learning journey. Pause. Continue speaking thoughtfully. Excellent. Repeat this powerful sentence slowly. Success depends on resilience and adaptability. Pause. Say it again. Stronger. Excellent. Now take one final deep breath and say confidently, I can listen carefully, think clearly, and speak smart. Pause. Repeat it again. Even stronger. Excellent. You have practiced extended listening, summarizing complex ideas, analyzing arguments, comparing options, responding under pressure, and expressing personal opinions with clarity. Your listening stamina has grown significantly, and your ability to organize thoughts in English is stronger than before. Thank you so much for spending your time practicing English with me today. I truly appreciate your focus, your effort, and your commitment to improving step by step. Over the past session, you challenged your listening skills, strengthened your speaking confidence, and trained your brain to think more clearly in English. That kind of consistent practice is exactly what leads to real progress. Remember, fluency is not built in one day. It grows through small, repeated actions every single day. Even if you feel that your improvement is slow, trust the process, because every time you listen carefully, every time you respond aloud, and every time you push yourself to speak a little longer, you are becoming stronger, smarter, and more confident in English. Keep practicing actively. Replay difficult sections, answer questions again, and try to summarize ideas in your own words. The more you speak out loud, the more natural your English will become. And most importantly, believe in your ability to grow, because progress belongs to those who stay consistent. I'm proud of the effort you made today. Keep learning, keep speaking, and I will see you in the next lesson.